And welcome. David Levin here. Raise Your Inner Game today. This is Tuesday, so we're talking about the mental game of sports and competition. Fridays are for the rest of our lives. This week, I want to talk about how to keep nerves from hurting your game. This is probably the most common complaint I hear from players. When I'm playing for fun, I play great. When I try a league or a tournament, I get nervous. My game falls apart. And it's actually very frustrating, right? I mean, the whole idea is you want to play well, you want to challenge yourself, continue to get better, continue to have fun. And you know you can play better, but then you run into this wall and it just feels like you're stuck and you can't move forward. It's frustrating, it's disappointing, it's embarrassing. You lose your confidence, and it can make you sort of give up and stop trying to get better. I have a friend who's a tennis player, says, I know the next step in my game is to start playing tournaments, but I can't do it. It's too much pressure. That is really sad to me, to think that this feeling of not being able to play well under pressure would keep someone from continuing to improve and enjoy their sport, especially because I know it doesn't have to be that way. So how can you turn that around? How can you break through and keep your nerves from hurting your game? There are two main pieces to it. First, you need to learn two specific mental game skills called cognitive control and emotional self-regulation. These skills help you direct your thoughts and emotions, basically get control of them so they stop controlling you, which is what tends to happen now, right? When we say our nerves are hurting our game, what's really happening is that we're getting stuck in our head, worrying about what's going to happen, how we'll do, what people will think of us, stuff like that. What we worry about is different from one person to the next, but this mechanism of having our worries get us stuck in our head is universal. There's also a physical component. We get sort of hyped up and anxious in our body, which also drives our worrying. So again, the first piece is to learn how to control those thoughts and emotions, to shut them down as they arise so you can stay focused and present. The second piece is to learn to reframe the experience as a positive. The buzzy energy in your body is actually extra fuel you can use to take your game higher. The feelings of pressure or intensity are actually adding to the excitement and the fun of it. So now, once you can do those things, rather than having all this internal stuff distract you and get you stuck in your head, you can turn it around and use it to help you play at a higher level. That's what the great players do, and anyone can learn to do the same thing. The key is to find a training that teaches those skills, because most don't. Most of what you find out there is just the typical sports psychology stuff that doesn't give you this kind of specific and practical self-awareness and self-control. Ours does teach it, by the way. Our core training, the Raise Your Inner Game Sports Academy, teaches the core skills, cognitive control, emotional self-regulation. The book, Raise Your Inner Game, teaches them as well, just not in a sports context. And our advanced mental game mastery course teaches the reframing skills, along with many other powerful and helpful skills. Whichever way you go, the important message is that you can learn to fix this problem of having your nerves hurt your game, and that I really believe you should commit yourself to doing it. Honestly, this is the best investment you could make in your game, and you could even say in your life. The benefits we get from playing the sport we love, you really can't get in any other way, and they are super important for our health and our happiness and just our enjoyment in our life. I don't want to make too much of it, but you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? And our mental game is the limiting factor in this, and it's not going to get better by itself. If we just keep going the way things are, bit by bit, the fun gets harder to find until, like my tennis playing friend, we hit the wall, and that's basically it. But when you can crack this problem, it opens the door, and now things can just keep getting better and better. So that's the message. If your nerves are keeping you from taking your game to a higher level, invest in learning these skills: cognitive control, emotional self-regulation, and reframing the pressure as a positive. You can learn and practice and develop those just like any other. You just need a program that teaches them. All right, to learn about our mental game training, check out raiseyourinnergame.com. Otherwise, thank you. Keep up the good work. I'll see you next time.